So I was on my hands and knees, stoned out of my mind on pills, drunk, crawling to the only place that felt safe to me, which was my empty bathtub. Something about being held that way felt safe. That's the last time that I was pretty dramatically in the pit. Some people call it the dark night of the soul, but I assure you that we've all been there and we will all return there. And it's not all bad, but it is essential. If you are not suppressing it and you are seeking and learning and wanting to grow as a person, you are going to be cast in the pit from time to time. I want to share with you 4 things that I use to kind of not suppress, but make the most of my time there and try to minimize any possible damage. Welcome. This is Body of Truth. I am Rebecca Windsor. Body of Truth was born after years of me ignoring my inner voice. I had pretty devastating things happen to me in my life that forced me to build myself up again from square one. And what I found was effective is not just listening to that voice, which is absolutely imperative and important, but also that you need to involve your physical body to make these changes stick. So, and I'm not really in for woo-woo bullshit. This is really going to kind of be practical things that I've learned that have worked for me and what hasn't worked for me. And I hope to invite you to start listening to your own little inner voice and perhaps maybe start your own inquiry that way. So there's 4 things that I kind of tend to use when I am struck down and on all fours and in agony. I mean, the pit is no joke. I call it the pit. So the first is I am a fighter. And so I tend to strap on my armor and I used to want to fight it. Not necessarily suppress it. I used to do that too. But I really wanted to wage war with it. I wanted to lead with outward combat. And I will tell you that this is a lot of wasted energy because when the pit wants to take you down, it's going to take you down. And instead of using that energy to fight the initial onset of it and maybe even succeed, it's going to come back. It's going to circle back and it may even be stronger. So I suggest you don't employ that energy there. I would say you stay as flexible and as supple as you can and you let it take you down. Breathe through it, when you get to go to the surface once in a while. But I'll tell you, I wouldn't fight the onset. You know when it's coming, and sometimes you just have to let it hit. The next thing is I would recommend that in this terrible state, I know it doesn't feel good. It feels like agony. Close your eyes and see where the energy pools inside your body. Like, is your heart tied up in a knot? Are your guts churning? Do you feel like someone's choking you, like you can't like spit the words out? Do you feel like the top of your head's going to blow off? See if the energy concentrates itself in any one place. And maybe it's just flowing through you like lava. But take note of it. And sometimes just noticing it will lessen kind of its strength. The third thing I would suggest to you is to ask it what it needs. Sometimes the simple acknowledgement, think of us as people. What we need is to feel heard and seen. And I would offer that sometimes even the trauma, letting it ask for what it wants, maybe it just needs a witness and not to be suppressed. I mean, we are taught from childhood to suppress, put on a happy face, act happy, don't be sad, don't look at those ugly emotions, store them away. And what I'm inviting you to do is when they come out, you have to let them come out. Sedating against them, I'm telling you, they will come back threefold. That's hardly ever the answer. But if you can just allow it to do what it needs to do, and perhaps offering it that space to just be heard and seen will lessen its punch because it is being heard and seen and you are evaluating it. The last thing is try so hard not to judge yourself in the pit. This is where the pit can be very seductive, right? You can get stuck in this circle of I'm in the pit, I'm ashamed, I'm an asshole, I deserve to be here. So you're in the pit, you're an asshole, you deserve to be here. And so you will stay there far longer, far more longer than is necessary for you to get the gold of your experience out, because you've believed this false bullshit shameful version of why you were cast in there in the first place. So try as hard as you can to just endure, listen, stay aware of how your body is handling it, and then allow yourself, you'll know when you start to resurface and come back to life. So I hope that that's helpful for you. Those are things that regularly, help me, and they lessen the severity of the pit and allow me to kind of climb out when the time comes. I hope that that was valuable for you. If you found it valuable, please subscribe or share it with someone that you think would benefit. And also, if you want to click the link that's embedded in this video, you will be subscribed to my newsletter where I am even more explicit. And I post every day, and I will see you tomorrow.